Hi everybody. Today I will talk about file in NodeJs. File is very important when you want to save your data and get data from file. Here I open a new file index.js and remember that in the previous lesson I used package.json with start script to start using node and Babel node. This file contains some of the preset of the Babel SamSam script and you start the project by npm start to start from the index.js and this is a console log and this means that this when waiting for a change when you change your code and the output is updated automatically. What about source? And I create a new JavaScript file. I give it a name, and this name is a file manager. So you it will create a new file with .js. In this file you add. In this file you can import and import this file to a file manager object, and this object contain some of the function inside this file. In this file I define an fs min file system that requires a module of file system in the NodeJs default NodeJs module, and then I import some of the property and this is a function, a property pointer to the function, and this is an arrow function. The arrow function has input of file name, and you open sync means that synchronously you open it synchronously, save it to file descriptor fd, and after open this for write, w mean open for write, and open sync means that it will run this command, then waiting for this command to finish, then run to next command, etc. File name here is the input. This is my file name as a current directory. I can create new file, and the file is state.txt. So you see that it is an output working with files. So you save this file and wait a little bit to come back to the ID to see that this is my file. My new file has been created with blank. This is a blank file with no content inside. Okay, I open create a new directory. I create a new folder, and I just name to data folder. It's a folder that contains some of my data. So I change this directory to this is the dir name. Dir name is the directory name point to this current directory. Then dot means that the parent folder. The parent folder means the folder that equivalent to the folder of package.json. Then you see that you can add here, and data is inside the data, and the temp.txt is inside the data folder. So after running a little bit, you can see that the output file is in the data. You click to this data, point to temp.txt. Then here I open and I define another object, and inside this object we have a key and value. The food is an array. The food is an array, so the key is food and the value is array. The array is have some of the object, and each of the object has two properties. The first is food name and food description. For example, Japanese salad, and the description is very delicious, etc. So you can add more element into this array. This object also contain result code for integer, and the restaurant name is a string. So you can add more property to this. The second property point to the function, the arrow function, or save JSON object to file is a method or function that point to on this arrow function. And in this arrow function, I convert the object to string. Stringify mean convert an object to string, then save it to JSON string. This is constant, and you can set it to a let and var. You also check if the error. You write this file with the object. You add the object to the file with UTF-8, and this is the callback function. The callback function is also a function, an arrow function, and we have the arrow and data. Then we can check if error is not nil. It can throw the arrow and return the function. So you call this by calling this function, and input is JSON object, and file name is the input parameter. Then you move to and see this, it is waiting for the change, and you save this file. Then you see that this object, the object is saved to this file by text, and that you can read from this file very easy. You define another function, read JSON object from file. Similarly to previous function, it has a input, file name, and the up and the implementation of the function. Then you read file, you call read file, and read the file with file name. After reading the file asynchronously means that it uses a separate process, and after it is finished, it come to this function. This arrow function, and you can check if it has error. It will return the function, or it throws the error. You pass the object, you call the pass to pass the object, data object, and save to the object, JSON object. And you can print out to check. This is print out the detailed information of the object by calling JSON.stringify to print out to the output object. Then here I print out the food array to the screen and convert it to string. And so you run this and open. Okay, you can see that we have JSON object.food is equal to an array. So you can access more detailedly by comment this, and you can show result code. You can show result code and change this to result code. Okay, and save this file. So also have restaurant name, and you replace this restaurant name. So after running this, you see that we have result is here and restaurant name is here. Very easy to access to step by step and cascadingly to the object and the detail object. So you can also set another property of the object here. For example, you add more property to this object. The property is address. You can add, you can remove some of the object. Then you save to this file by you can save this. You can comment this. It is not necessary. So you can save to JSON object. Then you can read it. You can show more property. For example, this an object address, and this address, yes. Then you come back to this. So after running, you see that we have a restaurant, we have an address, we have a result code. It is very flexible when you want to add more property, remove property. So this lesson is only telling you about how to use file with NodeJs to save object to file and get object information to file. Please subscribe to my channel for more exciting video. Bye bye.